Good morning and welcome to That's Debatable with Ben and Emily. It's Thursday, it's 8:30 a.m., and we're live right here on DrydenWire's YouTube channel. I'm Ben Dryden, joined as always by Emily Gall, and we've got a packed lineup of conversation ahead of this morning. Emily, good morning.
Good morning. I've never been on YouTube Live before.
The first one was with Fitzy on Tuesday, and I don't know.
It worked out?
It's fine. I mean, it's going to take a while to kind of build up that audience for the live part of it, but I want to start doing reels. So I don't know how to do that, but I got to figure that out. Like, how do we take our YouTube thing and then put it on like Facebook Reels?
Yeah.
Something. I don't know.
I'm in my late 30s. All of this is starting to sort of drag on me. I got to keep up with Reels now. Good morning, Cassie.
Who's Cassie?
Cassie is I call her my work wife.
Nice.
She's my other half at North of 8. Couldn't live without her.
Aw.
Yep, absolutely.
See, and I call my wife my wife and also my work wife. She plays
Excellent.
many roles.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
there was a point in time where Cassie and I had more paperwork together than my husband and I. Like there was more.
oh, sure, right.
Yep. No, I'm excited for this YouTube thing though, because like I feel like it's kind of a playground right now, right? Like.
Yeah, and you know, I look back when we started all this, we went through so much, so many ups and downs, and trying to figure things out. Back when we were doing the Facebook Live, and that was 2018. So you know, it took a while. So it's exciting-ish to do something new, but I don't know. I'm starting to hit that age where I just like things the way they are all the time. I'm just like an old fuddy-duddy. Just don't anything ever change ever, please.
I feel that in my bones, but you have to figure out how to make reels now. So
yeah, thank you. How was Labor Day weekend?
It was good. It was really good. We went up north, my family and I, and did the port wing thing and campfires and swimming in,
Where'd you sleep?
Oh, we have a camper.
Okay,
so,
that's fine. Is there air conditioning in that camper?
100%.
Okay. See, I don't mind roughing it, but I have 3 rules: I have to sleep on a bed, I have to have climate control, and indoor plumbing.
Yes.
So, other than that,
yeah, camping is sort of like a loose. It's basically a little cabin we have. That's how we treat it. So.
Well, that's nice. What's going on with me? Oh, nothing. Just work. Oh, I went to this new in Shell Lake, Caribbean coffee shop. Ooh, that's nice. It's a brand new place in Shell Lake, right on Main Street. I mean, it's not Main Street, but it's Main Street.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, that's really cute. Really nice.
Okay, I'll have to try it.
Yeah.
I like coffee.
I know
like warm weather, so I feel like me and this place would really jive.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm going to start having meetings down there. Like, it's really cool, really eclectic. It was great. County board stuff. What's going on in Burnett County?
Let's see. It's a little bit of chaos. Not chaos. I guess I had my most interesting vote I've ever taken. Oh. I actually voted against something that I think would be better for people.
Why?
Yeah, I mean, the more times I tell this story, the more I realize maybe I made a mistake.
I've done that. Yep.
Yeah, but there was like some zoning changes that were coming up, and like a couple days before the vote, I started getting some messages from folks who were really concerned about the updates and the changes, and they kind of thought that we were only showing parts of what was being changed, not the entire ordinance.
Mm-hmm.
LOL. See, hype team. And come to find out that actually the changes loosened restrictions like almost all the way around. And I'm kind of a property rights person.
Uh-huh.
But the perception in the public is that this is bad and this is going to put more restrictions on us and it's government overreach. And so I actually voted against it because my hope was that it would go back to committee and I could reach back out to all these people who were concerned and I could say, okay, now is your chance. Go to the zoning committee, the land use meetings, ask your questions to the people who are way more knowledgeable about this than I am. and then like we can, move forward, because otherwise the narrative is always just going to be the county board did this terrible
Yeah.
government overreach thing. And and I thought it was the right thing at the time, but now I'm wondering, and my vote really didn't matter. It went through, and it would have no matter which way I voted, but I'm kind of stuck on that.
So what ended up happening? What was the issue about? It was
So
zoning, but
yeah, so basically like there was all sorts of things in it, so like solar, some stuff about solar, but what it boiled down to was like animal units, and how we would change, like you would have to get a CUP to have a conditional use permit to have like up to X amount of chickens. It sets some limits on like heads of cattle, or animal units for like CAFOs and things like that.
mm,
But those limits kind of already existed for the most part. But really, like what we're trying to do is get away from all the paperwork that comes along with like, hey, I want a couple chickens and I want, a
perfect.
goat.
Yeah,
Um, but I couldn't, and I'm having a hard time right now even explaining it. I couldn't explain it to people in a way that like I thought would make sense. And I wanted the people who were really knowledgeable about it to have that opportunity to talk through it.
mm.
And it didn't go back to committee. It passed, which is actually, in my opinion, a good thing. But yeah, I'm just kind of like voted against something that I thought would be good.
Yeah, and I
And
don't
then,
think that's abnormal. There's
yeah,
times we just had the jail thing. Well, it really wasn't a jail thing. It was just about this purchasing this property. And a lot of people in the community thought that if we purchase this property, the 17 acres, then that means we're putting a shovel in the ground tomorrow for a new jail, which we're not even close to that. And to be honest,
yeah,
I think that conversation about the jail should just go away for quite a while because we're not ready
okay,
for it yet in terms of need right now. We should still have the discussions, still monitor and track and etc. But I went into that meeting thinking I was 90% sure I was wanted to purchase this property because they don't make more of that
hmm,
land, and we could just sit on it, use it at a later date, 20 years from now. What I mean, there's so many
yeah,
things that we could do with it. Plus, in the event that a future board decides for a jail, this would be another option that they would
sure,
have. So when I went into this and I read my whole pack, I'm like 90% sure. And then after listening to everyone, and I don't mean like the public. Public's always it's always nice to hear what the public has to say, but it's still you have to kind of with a grain of salt a little bit because a lot of it's not my backyard or maybe they have some wrong information, and of course you can't reply back to people that are commenting. But actually, I was listening to all my colleagues and bringing up questions and more concerns, and then I started to. And I actually had to call in for that meeting. I couldn't actually be there in person. Uh, and when it came time to the vote, I was down to like 55% going to vote yes for it. I'm like,
yeah,
oh no, why do I have to go first?
yes,
I ended up voting yes for it because the pros outweighed the cons,
sure,
and it didn't pass, so we didn't buy it. In a weird way, I'm kind of glad, right? And then I'm thinking, well, maybe that was the wrong. It's tough,
yeah. If you're happy it didn't pass at the end of the day,
kind
yeah,
of, kind
yeah.
of.
It's been difficult. We also had our well, they called it a retreat, a county board retreat, which sounds very luxurious, but it was actually in like the conference room at the government center. And
Wow.
it was really, so it's a committee of the whole, but it was basically like, no, this is going to be a 3 hour meeting instead of a 2 hour meeting. And so we're going to call it a retreat, where we set priorities. And I just want people to know that like there's a group of 15 county board supervisors sitting around a table, putting little stickers on idea, like shouting out ideas and priorities for the county board. And then like we went around, we put them all on those like big pieces of paper, and then you got like 3 stickers you could put it on, like what you thought the top priorities were. And it was all so like pure almost. It's like just a bunch of people in the room thinking about the best things that we could possibly do to help our community, help our friends and neighbors. And then like kind of elementary school-esque with like the big paper and the stickers and
Mm.
it was really great. But one of the things that came out of that, and we'll get sort of like a recap, and we'll use that retreat to set priorities for the next couple of years. But one of the things that came out of that is people are interested in some sort of like policy group, to sort of champion the Northwoods. When our county board folks go down to Madison, like it's like one or two from Burnett County and maybe a couple from Washburn County. Like
Sure.
we just don't have like a really strong voice when we go down there. Like Milwaukee County, like it's like a group of people walk in. They are intimidating, like in all the best ways.
Yeah.
And like it's just like, just the little Northwoods
Eh,
folks
right.
being polite and staying out of the way. And so, yeah, we brought up how we'd like some sort of like policy group or lobbying group. And then I saw the Northwoods Policy
Oh,
Network.
sure. See, there you go.
Yes. So,
Northwest Policy Network.
yes, can you tell me more about that? I saw your name as one of the co-founders.
Yeah, Adam Jarkow, Paul Scheckman, and I started this. We've been working on it for months, and it's not launched fully yet. I mean, we haven't actually started it yet. I mean, we have, but our website launches, full launch this fall. If I had to guess, I would say probably before Halloween, certainly before Thanksgiving. So October, maybe November, just depends because we're working on the website, and as you know, that takes a little while sometimes. But we do have our webpage up right now. It's just at northwoodspolicy.org. You can go watch our launch video and sign up for future email announcements about what we're doing and etc. But yeah, we started this. It's a 501c3 nonprofit, and it actually speaks a lot to what you were just talking about. Is to kind of it's an advocacy group for northern Wisconsin, for the Northwoods. And we've all heard those stories, or not stories, but we've all talked to each other. We've heard from other community members that say that we don't feel like nobody really pays attention to us up here. And, there's nobody that really is advocating for us.
Sure.
I mean, anywhere. So we kind of saw that there was a hole there, right? And fill it. I mean, that when you started your business, same thing. I feel like there's a hole here. When I started DrydenWire, same thing. We had weekly newspapers. I feel like there's a hole here. We should do like more of a daily and more online and emphasize social media more. But there's a hole. Let's fill it. And that's ultimately what we decided to do. Is so we want to be able to hear those stories, the situations that are impacting northern Wisconsin, and then ultimately we want to get that in front of our legislators.
Sure.
So now they start seeing these things, and instead of just looking at the southern Wisconsin, they're now going to have to ideally start considering what are the impacts in northern Wisconsin, because now hopefully we're going to have a voice. That's pretty much in a nutshell what we're doing.
Okay, that sounds really exciting.
I know.
I don't envy you because I bet it's a lot of sleepless nights. A new launch is hard.
It is. It is starting another new business. That's ugh, but it's
Yes.
awesome at the same time because I'm so passionate about it. That's what I love.
What are your focus areas going to be?
Gosh, oh, I don't have it in front of me. Everything from energy to manufacture. I mean, education, local government. That's why you brought that up as well. Zoning, no kidding. That's a thing. We've talked about, I think, last month on the show on how our housing crisis, there's a lot of that is directly impacted by our zoning ordinances and how it's making it more difficult for entrepreneurs, how it's making it more difficult for organizations that want to develop housing. It's just like we have to kind of reimagine all this stuff and look at all of these things. But let's say someone like yourself, Burnett County, you're on the board, and it's like, yes, but who do we get in touch with? Well, call us. We can help that part.
I read recently that there is something in the state budget that will give some sort of grant funding to towns or villages that change their zoning so that there can be more affordable housing developments
Really?
and can be a little bit more like flexible with like setbacks and things like that.
Sure.
So, but I just read that like, I don't know, a couple days ago, and it was just an article, not the actual part of the bill, but that's pretty cool. I think, I'm on the housing committee in Burnett County, and it is a significant problem. One of our core issues, I think, is like we have a lot of vacant homes because we're so focused on like second homeowners. Like over 50% of our housing units are cabins or second homes. So we just don't have a lot of workforce housing, and we're a tourism destination. So people are buying up these homes that maybe somebody in a starter home would move into, but people are buying those up from outside the community and turning them into Airbnbs as well. So we're losing our housing stock. We're not able to build. We counted on like $95,000 of increased property tax levy, and we're only going to realize like $25,000. So we're not building new housing units in Burnett County, and it's a problem.
It is a problem. It's a significant problem. And you brought up tourism. That's another thing. Tourism is awesome, but it can't not be the lifeblood of northern Wisconsin because it never used to be.
Yeah.
We've just kind of lost our way a little bit. And tourism, again, is wonderful. But boy, that if you put all your eggs into that basket, and yeah, we have to get back to us being us. Which, hey, speaking of, the lottery is up to $1.7 billion. And I'm sure people are going to be idiots and go buy a lottery ticket.
I am.
You know, your odds are 1 in 292 million.
Yeah. Yeah. What are the odds that the odds that I exist today? Of all the combinations of DNA and chromosome, what are the odds that I exist? Literally impossible.
100% because God made it so.
I love you for that, Ben.
So I have a question. What is the American dream? Is the American dream just being super rich? Like, how would you define the American dream? Because I always thought it was hard work, grit, I wouldn't say discipline, but hard work with opportunity. You can be successful, and however you define success. But that's what makes America great, and that's what the American dream is, to be able to do that. If you decide that that is what you want to do and you put the work in, you can be successful. Is that still true?
No. No, I don't believe it is. I don't believe it is. And something really funny that I just read this morning, I read Heather Cox Richardson's like daily readouts. She's a historian who sort of can look at current events through the lens of history a lot of times. She's just sort of like, I wake up and I read her. And one of her notes this morning was that like 70% of people in a poll yesterday being able to build a home. Yes, I want my Cassie to build a home. But 70% of respondents from this survey said that they no longer believe that working hard will lead to success.
What changed?
I think only a quarter of those surveyed thought that they stood a chance of improving their quality of life, their standard of living. People are giving up. And when we talk about like the American dream, like we talk about something that's like a collective hope, right? So when you went through your sort of, idea of like, you can be successful, whatever that means to you. That's a really like individualist way to look at it. But when I think about the American dream, I think of like this like concept that we all share, something we're all striving to achieve. And to me, that's like the nostalgia of the white picket fence, the 3-bedroom house, the 2 kids, 2 parents, 1 income household. Kids don't have, we can pay for college. We don't live in luxury, but we don't struggle. We can take a family that, like that's sort of like when I think about, if you were to ask me to define the American dream, it's that sort of white picket fence situation, or it has been in the past. And I feel like people are giving up on that. I feel like they're feeling it's not attainable anymore.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the 2025 version of the American dream is an honest week's pay for an honest day's work. That's what I think.
Honest week's
Bunch of freaking lazies. They want everything handed to them. Seriously.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh, this is going to be so fun. Okay.
Yep. I don't know anybody that has been successful that didn't just have to work at it. People just don't want that. Look at what are the statistics about 90% of businesses fail in the first 2 years, 80% in the first year. Why? Because they don't want to put in the work, and they want all the money right up front, and they don't want to put in the work, and that's why they give up. My goodness, DrydenWire didn't make a profit until year 5. We went in a
I'm not.
massive debt doing this
I
when I
am not
started
making a
it 10
profit
years
today.
ago. But nothing was handed to us. You got to work for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what if I told you that millennials, so this is my generation. I'm an old millennial lady. Millennials are the first generation to hold less wealth than their parents.
Okay. So what?
Millennials at the age of like 40 have the same buying power or the same wealth accumulation as boomers did at 25.
And look what they did with it.
At 25, though,
But look what they
they
did with
had,
it.
what did they do with it? They hoarded it.
Well, I don't know. Boomers were gigantic in growing companies and organizations and businesses and what they were able to accomplish. That's like one of the hardest working generations in the last 100 years.
Absolutely. I don't dispute that. I think everybody has their hard.
So, are you, but if it's wealth that's tied to it, I mean, you look at. I would say actually, I would prefer not to be born into a family with wealth. That rarely leads to success in your own life because
Eric
everything is
Trump is
handed
worth
to
like
you.
Eric Trump's worth $3.8 billion as of today. So, I mean, I'm not going to say no to that.
Well, if that's your definition of the success, but what has he done? I guess. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't want that. I wanted to appreciate everything, the value of a dollar.
Sure.
I still
Sure.
go around and turn off all the lights. Kids, turn the light off if you're not in the room, right? Just like when we were raised poor, not in poverty, big difference. And that was huge. That was awesome. And I think everybody should be raised that way. Yeah, I don't think money is the success part, but again, that's where I do think that's what people think now. That is the American dream. An honest week's pay for an honest day's work. They want the money and they want the government to take care of them and they want
Mm.
everything handed to them.
Oh, you sound really jaded right now.
Well, it bothers me
Um,
when people say that, well, because I don't have this, I couldn't do that. Oh, shut up. You can do
I
anything you want to do. There's nothing that you can't do. You can go to college. I don't care if you got to work 4 jobs. I've
yeah,
done 3 jobs at once. We all have.
yeah.
Just put the work in, but they don't want that.
I think what's really interesting about this conversation that we're having is that I think at our core, at your core and my core, we're both very hard workers, right? Like I put in between all of the things that I do, probably 60 to 90 hours every week, right? I'm always on it. You're always on it.
Yep, there you go.
I feel like I work for everything I have, but I started at a level of opportunity that set me up for success where some people don't have that, set me up to be able to take some risk.
Yeah.
But we both sort of have this really strong work ethic. And for you, you're really kind of like, why aren't other people like this? And for me, I'm like, oh, this is toxic. I don't want other people to live like this. I want people to enjoy their lives and not work it away. I want families to be able to have one of the parents stay at home to take care of their kids because I like no I sent my kids to daycare, right? Like no
Mm.
problems at all with daycare, but I think the longer you can keep your kiddos with you, the better for them and their development. We can't afford to do that anymore. We can't
Mm.
live on one income anymore. Um, it takes 107,000 dollars in Wisconsin for annually for a family of four to just get by.
Hmm.
Just get by $107,000. That I think of what I can afford to pay my staff, and I promise you, I am dumping every penny I have into my staff. It's not that. I can't pay them that. To live comfortably, so like to be able to take a vacation, to be able to save for retirement, you have to make like $225,000 a year in Wisconsin.
Hmm.
That's a lot of money,
Yeah.
especially when, to your point earlier, we're a tourism economy. And those jobs are the $10 to $15 an hour jobs. Full time, if you're working at minimum wage, you make $15,000 a year. You should not work a full time job and live in poverty. These
Hey,
things are, we're not set up to succeed anymore. there's absolutely opportunity, but I don't know. I just think people are becoming disenfranchised because that American dream, in the way that I think the nostalgia of it, the way we all used to think of it, it's impossible.
If
It's
you're waiting for other people to do it for you, then yeah, it's impossible. But hey,
what part?
that leads to our sign or veto part.
Oh, yeah.
Livable Wage Act of 2025. No, this
Mm-hmm.
isn't actual legislation. This is something that you and I do on every show. We find something and we pretend we're the governor.
Mm-hmm.
And this bill has been passed and now presented. And this would be a law that requires employers to pay minimum living wage, proposing $15 minimum by 2027. And with automatic inflation adjustments thereafter. There's some more to it, but just in terms of 15, I think we're past the 15, right? That's
We
like
are.
Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth
Yep.
Warren, like 8 years ago kind of a
Yep.
thing. Service in some liberal organization, I think yesterday, just proposed a $20 minimum wage for Wisconsin.
Sure.
And I think 2 years ago, Congress, when that last came up in Congress for a federal minimum wage, I think that was $17. So really, this should be like $20. And according to
What?
MIT, MIT has the website for livable wage,
Mm-hmm.
and it's $21 right now. $20.96, but it's $21 is the livable wage as of today.
Is that like an average, like throughout the entire country?
Yeah,
Okay, got it.
yeah. And if you just go to their, just Google MIT livable wage, and it'll go right to their to that page. So we'll just say $20. So would you sign or veto for Wisconsin a bill that would make $20 the minimum wage in Wisconsin? Sign or veto?
I am an employer. I have, I think there's 10, I think I can't count. It's like when I forget how many sisters I have. I've got 8 employees. Yes. And it might come at my expense. I might not be able to get, but people are giving their time to support my dream. They deserve a livable wage.
Why aren't you paying them $20 an hour right now?
I am.
Oh, there you go. And yeah, so that's why I would veto this, because it doesn't solve a problem. I don't
Okay.
know anyone that's an adult making $7.25 an hour full time. Do you?
Yes.
What?
No. I'm so sorry. Not $7.25. Below $20 an hour. Sorry,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what
fine. But minimum wage is $7.25. Name one person that, I mean, I'm sure these people exist,
we
but
have restaurants that pay less than that because they get an exemption because of the tips.
yeah, that's a little different.
Is it?
It is.
I don't know. My mama, we're a restaurant family. My mama nailed it into my head that like you pay people what they're worth and their tips are their tips. That's their extra.
Well, I just mean on the law. Well, my mom owned a restaurant at one point, and I thought it was like their minimum wage, I think, was even lower than the other, like the regular minimum wage, because
Yeah.
then they incorporated the tips and stuff. But whatever. Point is, it doesn't really solve a problem. $7.25. We need to stop looking at it as a livable wage. It isn't. It hasn't been in decades.
No.
The last time it was raised to $7.25, that was 2009, I think.
Yep.
It wasn't even a livable wage then. What this
No.
was originally for was that, but remember, this is part of the, what was it, the New Deal or the Big Deal or the whatever thing right after the Great Depression, the
Yeah.
Big New Deal or something. Yeah, so there was a purpose for that, and also to prevent minors from being in the workforce at too young of an age. I mean, we needed to have it then, and we've made several adjustments to it, but it's just no longer what it is. Nobody actually thinks $7.25 is a livable wage, so stop
Right.
actually saying, well, that's not, well, duh. Of course it's not. It's not even close, and it hasn't been in decades.
Do
But
you think
again, I think we already have minimum wages set, and that's set regionally. That's set by your industry. Depending on the part of the country,
So you
depending on part of the state, like right now, we kind of have our minimum wage already. My son Kenneth's 15. He makes like 12 or 14 bucks an hour. Riley works at the library. She's getting, I don't know, 10, 11, $12 an hour or something. Been there for a while. Like, cops in our area, they make basically roughly the same. Burnett County is a little bit lower because, it's Burnett County, and you guys need to, right.
need more. We need to build more houses, Ben, so we
Yep.
get more property taxes.
That
So
would
we can
be
pay our public.
gigantic. But what I mean is, like, it doesn't solve. I like it's a feel good thing, and that's
Sure.
really all this is. And
Okay.
Republicans do this too, but Democrats, that's exactly what this is. They're the ones that usually like, we need more. Yeah, but it doesn't
Well,
solve
tell me.
really a problem.
Tell me
It's
how it
just so
solves the
you can
problem.
actually get more votes. But it doesn't solve a problem because that's not the problem. Our problem isn't seven
Tell
twenty
me-
five an hour.
Okay, what's the problem? If the
Um,
problem isn't that we set this low expectation at the federal level for what people's time and energy is worth, so that we can feel good when we pay them $12 an hour, because man, that's way more than minimum
yeah,
wage.
yeah.
What's the problem?
Well, that's what I'm saying. There isn't one. It's
You
solving a
don't think
problem that doesn't exist
Oh,
because we
okay.
already have nobody pays $7.25 an hour
Right.
at
But to
all. You
my,
can get a
my
job at
point,
Quick Trip for $18 an hour.
sure. Oh,
It's-
I know. I think about it all the time. Or Tractor Supply, they have really good benefits.
yeah,
If you ever just want to blow everything up and just stock shelves, that's where you go.
boom. Yeah, and that's another thing that would actually hurt if that went to $20 an hour.
Tell me.
Benefits. Oh my goodness! You know how many people are not going to have their benefits anymore because these businesses are going to look at going from, let's say they're at $12 an hour right now to $20 an hour. Well, they can't keep everybody, but one way we could do it is we could just get more part time. So now we're going from 40 down to 30 hours or 25 hours, so we can get at least rid of that part. I mean, that's a huge component of it as well, and plus the costs that go up. I mean, you're on the county board in Burnett County. Talk to your finance. Talk to your finance committee chair, and report back next month. If Northern Wisconsin, if there was a $20 minimum wage, how would that impact Burnett County? Like, this is the kind of stuff that
What
honestly
do you
probably Northwest Policy Network would probably get into because the
what do you
massive impacts that this would have in a negative capacity.
what do you well, if it's not solving a problem that exists, how is it going to create, you're telling me it's going to create
Oh,
a
it's going to
problem
make things a lot worse.
because we can no longer get away with paying people 12 to $14 an
Well,
hour and feel good about
there's
it.
one, and every cost is going to have to go up. So the people it's trying to help, right? So this idea, again, it's a feel good thing that, well, we're going to give $20 an hour. Well, that makes us all feel really, really good because things are expensive. Well, it's going to actually increase inflation, but let's assume for a moment it just stays the same. But again, it wouldn't because
Sure.
now the farmer has to pay more money. Then he has to increase his prices. Then the truck driver has to, etc. And then like your local economart, they have fewer staff and they have to raise their prices to pay for the trickle down of everyone else that had raised theirs. So now all of a sudden you're getting $20 an hour, but a jar of mayo costs you $12. So it didn't really solve the problem.
I don't know if you have been to the local grocery store, but a jar of mayo costs
I
12
don't know.
bucks.
I don't know. Maybe it does. Well, it'd be more then.
Yeah. So so you're telling me you would veto this. You
Yeah.
wouldn't even consider
Well,
it
and again, the
because
number one reason is it doesn't solve any. I mean, there isn't the minimum wage is not a livable wage. So taking the $20, why? What is that
I
solving?
think, well, one of the things that I had in this is that there would be like tax credits for small businesses to help support
What does that mean?
like a tax credit, right? So if you and maybe they'd phase out over time. We're just like spitballing here. Maybe they'd phase out over time, but in order to help small businesses with this increased cost, say that like the PPE, the not PPE loans, the PPP loans, right?
Yep.
You got like a paycheck protection. If you kept all of your
Yeah.
employees through COVID, you got some support through that. There
Yeah.
could be some tax credits with involved if you like keep your staff at full force over time. Like there are some incentives that we could use for at least a short period of time to let businesses adjust.
Yeah.
I think it's important.
Not a horrible idea. I mean, if you start building that into it. I also wonder how many people would. We're already seeing declines in our people going to college. I wonder how much that would impact that even more.
Yeah.
Because why go to get a degree to get $20 an hour or $21 an hour after my degree? If, like, I can just go down and work anywhere for $21 an hour.
Ben, do you know how hard I work to make no
Yeah.
money? And then my husband got into a trade and he will get a phone call and he'll just be like, oh, I don't know, it's going to be about this much. And they'll be like, oh, put me on the calendar. Uh, I'm like, I'm my 13-year-old son, smart as a whip. I don't think I want him to go to college.
It's really not for most people, to be honest.
Yeah,
It's not perfect. I mean, unless you have a
just
specific thing, teacher, lawyer, engineer, if you're smart with math and stuff like that. But for the average person, actually, you're probably better off not.
yeah. I mean, my I got a strategic communications degree, which I guess is helpful, right? In my career, it's
Oh,
certainly
yeah.
helpful. But that's basically like a liberal arts general degree.
Sure, sure, right.
Just to prove that you have it. And I'll tell you what, none of the jobs I've ever applied for have ever asked me to see my college transcripts or
Just say you have one.
I know. What a missed opportunity.
No kidding, just lie.
I'm not.
Brian. Oh, I'm sorry. Casey had a question. I missed that. Brian, should we quit paying taxes to the federal government since funding to states is being cut dramatically?
Ooh.
Emily, I'll let you take that one.
Oh, that's tough. Do you remember there's a movie and it's a great movie. Oh, I'll get back to it. But where basically this woman is like getting in trouble with the IRS. She's getting audited. And she says, I don't want to pay my taxes for, the military. I don't want to pay, I'll pay my taxes for the potholes on I want to pick and choose which taxes I pay
Mhm.
so that I can support what I think is important.
Sure.
And I think about that all the time. Every time I see my paycheck from work and how much goes to the federal government and how much I know goes to things that I don't necessarily support.
Mhm.
But you just have to eat it. Taxes are important. We should never quit paying our taxes. I love taxes. That sounds terrible, but I love roads. Yesterday, I stole the public library Wi-Fi to take my therapy appointment. Thank you, taxpayers. Taxes are what our local governments run on. And even if that amount is diminished as it flows from the federal government to the state has an opportunity then to either to decide to fill that gap or not, honestly.
Mm.
And that's kind of where I don't know if that's where you guys are at in Washburn County too. It's sort of this like wait and see at
Yeah.
this point to see how the state is able to plug those holes.
Yep.
But no, we should not quit paying taxes to the federal government.
I agree. Casey, this is from earlier. What about when you have an employee-sponsored health plan that has premiums that cost an arm and a leg, but you still manage to somehow have 10K in necessary medical debt that also holds you back?
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, it's impossible. It's impossible. And Cassie, I'm going to use you as an example. I bought my house in 2017. I bought it for $80,000. A couple of years later, she had to find a house to buy, could not find anything, had to buy for well over 200.
It's ridiculous.
And you're telling me that I'm automatically ahead. My mortgage is a fraction of her mortgage just based on timing.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
so like and in these health bills, our health insurance is covering less and less over time. We're getting now the stipends through the exchange are being cut back through the one big beautiful bill. Like we keep getting less.
Hmm.
And I don't know how. I just want people to live good lives. I
And they
desperately
can.
want people.
And again, I still look at it as define what success is. I don't think it's owning a house. Juice and I are married. We have kids. We don't own a house. We still rent. It's cost effective for us right now, especially because of the prices of everything else. I could live in my parents' basement, and I'm happy. Like I don't need a house. I don't need new vehicles. I don't need fancy clothes. I don't need it. Like that's not success for me.
They're the coolest
That's
vehicles I've ever seen.
that's not the American. That's not the American dream, in my opinion. It's not that. It's that you.
So
But
so
to
yours
some
is to
people it
grind.
is. But again, it's all about stuff, and I should be able to have a house and have a new vehicle and have all that. Like that's not the American dream to me. It just isn't. It's that
I
you
get
have
it.
the opportunity if you have a vision and if you work hard, you can do anything. Now, what
Sure.
does that mean in terms of what do you receive for it? Depends. It depends on what you decide to go into, like you just said. Like my daughter Grace, she works at DrydenWire, but her husband, that dude's making bank, and he's like a contractor person, and he goes around. Now I think he's like doing things with like solar and helping build those things, and it's, oh my goodness, didn't go to college at all. The dude's making way into the six figures,
Yes.
and he's like 26.
That's amazing.
I know. And then there's other people that work super hard and they don't make as much, but they're very, very happy. That's just it. Like we put money at such a high level. Now, health insurance, different story. That's not a luxury. Like, boy, hopefully someday I can have health insurance.
I don't have it. I can't afford it. Can't afford it. We're going commando over here when it comes to health insurance. Yes. It makes no financial sense for us. If everything blows up and something terrible happens, like we might lose everything, but I can't afford to pay $1,800 a month for health insurance. I cannot afford
That's
it.
what it is right now for
any sort of plan that isn't like, here's the worst thing that could possibly happen to you, and then we'll cover it.
Sure.
Yeah. It's literally, it's impossible for me to do that. And I can't give it to my employees. I don't know what to do about it. So my husband's probably like up on a ladder right now, and every once in a while he falls down, and I get mad because like, what are you going to do? Yeah. Thank goodness my smarter and prettier and better sister is a nurse practitioner. Nice. So like if like he's fallen and he's like cut his skin, and she'll go over to her house and she'll like stitch him up in her kitchen and stuff.
See, it works, and that's it. Privilege. We used to just make everything work. And you figure it out. And it's not ideal. But that's okay, right? Again, going back to what I think it is now is an honest week's pay for an honest day's work. We just want all of everything. And the perfect life. And we want the house, and we want the job and the career. And
sure.
It just, yes, we all do. And
sure.
And you can. It just takes time.
My last little thing on our debate of the day, which is what's the American dream. I think right now, it's shifted to freedom and time. I think it's getting, if you're not going to get ahead at work, if you're not going to get those things, to the house and the trips and why would you break your back for somebody else's dream? Why would you do that? I would just show up. I would do my job because that's important. But I would try to find a job that gave me freedom of time.
And if that's what's important to you.
And I think that's what's happened. I see that in my own business.
Sure.
That's what people are looking for now.
Yeah, I think that's what everyone individually has to identify for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, certainly not for everyone.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any unpopular opinions?
I do. Actually, it's something that's really bothering me right now. Why is there Christmas decorations out right now? I don't think we should allow anyone to put Christmas decorations out, like
what?
Retail.
It's September.
Yes. If you go to the Dollar General, which
my wife and kids go there all the time.
Yeah, I'm certainly not above it.
No, she loves that. They love that place.
Yes. If you go in there right now, they have Christmas stuff for sale. And like Peter Griffin, that really grinds my gears.
Okay. I don't know. Try to find a swimming suit in the summer. It's hard to find. The swimming suits go on sale at Shopko or wherever in like January.
And I don't have my summer body then. I need time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still waiting on mine. Yeah, okay, that's weird. I mean, Halloween stuff, I totally get. Duh. Yeah. But like that's a little early.
After Halloween, then you can do like Thanksgiving and Christmas together. But it's too much. I can't start thinking about Christmas right now.
I have an unpopular opinion, or more of it's a view, is that has anyone ever told you that, well, as long as you're happy? If so, get rid of them out of your life. Cut them out. They're not your friend. They should not be giving you counsel. You should not seek their counsel ever again. It's the laziest, dumbest thing. It's just it's just I'm thinking about doing this in my life, or maybe going here. Well, whatever makes you happy. I mean, you put in like zero effort into that conversation, first of all. My parents have never said, well, whatever makes you happy. I've never said it to my kids. None of my friends have ever said it to me. But every once in a while, someone will say, I have an idea about something, or I'm thinking about doing something. Well, if that makes you happy, or whatever makes you happy. I'm like, what? No,
That's kind of
that's a
that's kind of
really dumb answer.
I would say in like a like a Minnesota nice kind of thing. Like, well, if that makes you happy, like it would,
Oh, okay, like a colloquialism or
like
something. Or
kind of like a give up. Like, oh, I'm not gonna change this person's mind, or they don't want to like engage. Well,
that's
whatever
just
makes.
it. They don't actually care to learn anymore.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah, I was
will
just
say
thinking
I
about
was
doing a little meth, trying it out. Well, as long as it makes you happy.
makes you happy for a little while. It might,
Yeah.
not long term,
Yeah.
kids. Okay, so when you said that at first, though, I was like, well, sometimes I'm like my friends ride or die. Like whatever, literally whatever they want to do, I will support them in that. But it is only after like, tell me more. Tell me why. Like
Yeah.
more of that, like getting to the root of why they want to.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, my last unpopular opinion is that I can definitely be sort of that like basic fall millennial lady with my boots and my sweaters and my scarves. But I swear, if you put a pumpkin spice latte in front of me, I will punch you in the face.
What? Why? I've never had one.
I feel so strongly about it. I try one every year because I used to not like olives. Now I love olives. So I think maybe
Mm.
my taste buds have changed.
Mm.
They're disgusting. Pumpkin spice lattes. They
Really? I've
should.
never had one.
Well, we're gonna have to do that together, and then
Okay.
we'll rate. Like, do you know that Chris Farley skit,
Yeah, probably.
where he's in the restaurant and he's on candid camera? Did you know? I'm gonna send it to you later. He
Okay.
rages throughout the restaurant. That would be us at the Dot Coffee.
Okay. Well, we'll try that, and if that doesn't work, then we'll have to switch to Bloody Marys or something.
Excellent.
Because I'm more of a salt than a spice. That's like an actual like jalapeno spicy stuff.
Yeah,
Pumpkin thing, it's just too sweet. I don't like sweets. That's why I've
mm-mm,
never had it.
it's
Uh,
gross.
eh. Um, Okay, here's my last one. I just thought of this right before the show. I think that you shouldn't be able to run for an elected position for whatever you're running for unless you have been living in that area for three terms. So if it's if you're running for assembly, if for the 75th, that'd be like Burnett and Polk County. That's a 2 year. That's a 2 year term. So you'd have to live in that area for at least 6 years before you could run. If you want to run for governor in Wisconsin, that's 4 year terms. You have to live in Wisconsin for at least 12 years before you could even run.
Yep. Here's a concern that I have that comes up right away. What about, so gerrymandering is like all the rage. It always has
Yeah,
been, but now
yeah.
it's also
And by the
like,
way, I totally blew that off last show. I'm like, who cares about gerrymandering? It's a thing, but whatever. And then, sure enough, every day I see more and more about gerrymandering. I'm like, oh man, I shouldn't have blown that off when I was saying that
no,
last month.
it's like a sporting event right now or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
It's so
It's horrible.
dysfunctional. But like that kind of worries me, right? Because like right now, Texas sort of drew out a lot of their incumbent or a handful of their incumbent Democrats,
Yeah.
right? And like, oh, like that, could you just use it to be vindictive? You don't like somebody, so you're going to gerrymander them out, and then they have to either run against an incumbent or they have to move and then wait 6 years. You know what I mean? Like it feels messy to me.
Oh, I get it. I see where the connection now is. Yeah.
Mhm.
So just to be clear, I didn't really think that through. I thought of it like literally 30 seconds before
Excellent.
you signed on. So, like, I have a lot of things I haven't thought through, but I
I
think in my brain, like, I think we should go from 21 board supervisors down to 5, and we should call them commissioners, and they should be full-time jobs, and they should be the ones that go to all the meetings. It should be
Yeah.
full-time all the time, because there's no way anyone sitting in one committee can understand the full impact of their decision that
I
has
feel
on
that.
something else. And let's just have 5 of these. We'll have them called commissioners, because we have like 33 senators for 6 million people in Wisconsin, and we got 21 supervisors for 17,000 people. Really? Do we need that many? Come on.
Have you met all your constituents?
No.
Have you talked to them about their concerns and their hopes and
Certainly.
dreams?
Well, I don't know about hopes and dreams and wants, needs, and desires, but I've talked to many of them, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think the point of local government is to be as close to the people as possible. So I feel that deeply. Like I don't know what's going on in zoning at any given time because I
Yeah.
can't, because our committee structure keeps it that way, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and again,
Right.
I'm not actually advocating for that.
Yeah.
This is the stuff that I actually haven't thought through. Kind of like the we were talking with our sign or veto thing about the minimum wage. So I've thought that through.
Yeah.
But this, I haven't
Yeah,
actually thought this through. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of dumb ideas for this. Or at the very least, we should our board chair should probably be full time. I do think that, and I don't think we need 21, 17, 15. That would probably be a lot better. But there's a lot of committees, so that would be a little more challenging. But we could at least
Or
get
you
rid of a
could
few.
gerrymander out.
Well, we don't gerrymander. That's why this will never ever happen, because who's going to vote for them to not actually? We're voting for having people not aren't going to be on the board anymore.
Yep. Brian wants to know if should we ban yes.
Yeah, here's the thing. Yes and no. By that I mean it's one of those things where no, you should be able to. You're an individual. You can absolutely do. That's fine. Who cares?
No.
No. What I'm saying is that's how I feel.
Yes.
Like personally. However,
Sure.
if that was a sign or a veto, I would sign that because it has to. I don't like it, but it has to.
Okay.
We should ban individual stock trading for congresspersons. We just should. Now, I just don't like it because you should be able to do that too. It's a job. You should be able to trade, and you should be able to do everything that everybody else gets to do. So, like, on principle, I don't like that. However,
No.
it has to be banned. It absolutely does.
We hold our politicians to the highest of standards.
Do we, though?
No.
Do we?
We need to. They need to represent the best of us. And if we have to make rules around stock trading so they can't, enrich themselves and make decisions based on their own portfolio and not their constituents, that's sad. That means that we've elected the wrong people. But ultimately, if that rule needs to be in place, I'm all for it.
Yeah, me too. I don't like. I don't like that. I think everyone should have their own personal, individual freedoms to be able to do things. But
one of the people who's it's a bipartisan thing. They said there's only 433 positions in Congress. If you want to trade stocks, get a different job. There's millions of jobs out there. Just get a different job then.
You know what? I'm going to hold you to that answer, and I will be using that against you multiple times in the future. If you don't just get a different job. My mom told me a story when she was younger. She was with my dad's mom, so her mother-in-law, and she's been passed for many years now. And they were in Chicago. That's where their family's from. And they're like a Target or something. And they went through the line, and the lady was just kind of a little bit rude, right? And this.
Yep.
Yeah, and my grandma looked right at her and said, my mom always remembers the story, that, you know what, if you don't like your job, find a different one. Just quit.
Sure.
She's just very up. But I agree with you, but then I can't wait to use this. Oh, it's going to be great. If you don't like your job, then quit. Then fine. I don't get paid enough. I'll find a job that pays you better. Well, this one doesn't give me insurance. Well, get a job that gets you insurance. Shut up.
I just want to be clear that I was repeating what one of our lawmakers said.
Who?
So you can't use that. It's Ro Khanna, and I forget the Republican who's on it, who's doing it right now.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it.
Bipartisan bill, but so you can't use it against me. I've never been scared of you our entire relationship, but I'm a little scared of you right now.
Oh,
I feel like there's yeah, you've got some there.
No.
You're coming after me with this.
No, I was joking about that. They can still trade mutual funds and other diversified. Oh, that's good then, right?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm not.
I don't know what mutual funds are or other diversified investments. So, sorry, Brian.
I need to get a different job so I can be in that tax bracket.
And you should be able to just get another job then.
A Tractor Supply.
You go to work at Tractor Supply. All right. Thank you so much, Em. This was fun. We'll do it again next month. But no kidding. Actually, I'm going to talk to our chair of finance.
Okay.
I think that's Steve Smith, and ask him that question. What would happen if $20 minimum wage, what kind of immediate impacts would that have on Washburn County? And you ask for Burnett County, and we'll circle back on that next month.
Excellent. Will do.
Awesome. What do you have going on What do you have going on this week?
Work. You too, I bet.
You bet. I love it.
Yeah.
I love working.
I'm tired, but also love it.
Atta girl. All right. Well, thanks everyone for your comments. Thanks, Emily, and we'll see you next month.
Thanks, Ben.
Bye, guys.